What's up, guys? Welcome back to Country Bunkers Trains. Hope you're having a good week and all is well. I've been working on a little project the past couple of weeks, and today I thought we'd check it out. I finally took a stab at weathering and detailing out a piece of rolling stock, and I think it came out quite well. If you've been following along on the channel, I'm sure you know our buddy Tom, or 3Rail Tom here on YouTube as well as Instagram, has been helping us out and doing a spectacular job of weathering some rolling stock for us. In fact, I just picked up another new one here to the train room. This N&W Atlas O Berwick. Didn't he do a great job on that? I just picked this up this last weekend. I absolutely love it. But yeah, I wanted to take a stab at it myself and give it a try and see what I could do. Now, not to worry, not to fret, I'm not going to be weathering all of my stuff. I haven't gone off the deep end quite yet. But no, the goal is I would like to have one complete weathered train. Maybe two. We'll see how it ends up in the future. Like I say, I'm not weathering everything, but I do really enjoy these weathered pieces of rolling stock, especially the new modern stuff. This stuff really pops and looks great when it's all done up and weathered up. But anyways, let's jump right into it. Here's what we started out with. An Atlas O Southern Pacific 62-foot bulkhead flat car. This was actually a custom run car for the public delivery track out west. Some people might be upset that I did weathering to a custom run or special run car. But to be honest, between you and me, personally, this is a pretty boring car. It's got very drab colors, and it's not super exciting or anything like that, which in my mind makes it perfect to add some weathering to. Even if we mess up the weathering, it's not like we're really hurting a very pretty paint job, if you know what I mean. For weathering this car, I stuck with just our Monroe Models weathering powders and Rust-Oleum matte clear coat. I would brush on the powders, apply a layer of clear, and then move on to the next layer of powders and another layer of clear. And this seemed to work out. The only downside was this car being so dark in color, all of our light powders really would not stick out. I just couldn't get them to work. The only ones that really stuck out were the dark, grimy blacks and rust-toned colors. But I still think it came out quite well. The one downside with this Rust-Oleum matte clear that you can get at any home goods store, Home Depot, Walmart, so on and so forth, it does work very well in light coats, light single coats. It does dry to a nice matte finish. It's not very clear, obviously. It's not gloss. But after so many layers, after applying the weathering powders, it eventually did start to get a little glossy. It had a little bit of a sheen to it. I was not very happy with it. Luckily, a week or two later, that sheen did die down a little bit, but it still has a very, very tiny bit of sheen to the car. I was going to add some Tester's dull coat to try and kill that sheen down, but I kind of like it. It makes the car look a little damp or wet, something a little different than the other cars, almost like it went through a rainstorm and is still extremely dirty, if you know what I mean. The truck and coupler assemblies received the same bit of weathering, some weather powders and clear coat. These mainly got grimy black and, of course, a lot of rust. I think these turned out quite well. With the car weathered and reassembled, it was on to the next step. And this was honestly the biggest step I think we took with this car, and that was installing these custom wood decks from ITLA scale models. These decks look fantastic. ITLA mainly seems to focus on the smaller scales, but of course, obviously, they do have a few things for O scale. And like I say, I can't say enough about these scale wood decks. These things look fantastic. Just got to glue them on to the car body itself. Very easy, simple, and straightforward. And like I say, this was probably the best bang for buck visually that we got from this car. Now it was time for the custom load for this car. I went with this custom tarp load I found from eBay, from the seller you see here on the screen. And yeah, it looks really, really good. I will say I'm not overly ecstatic with the seller on eBay. They took forever to get back to me. It took weeks for them to finally contact me after asking a question. And after all of that, they still didn't send me exactly what I had asked for. I asked for a green or blue tarp, and as you can see, I got a black one. If you do decide to go with this seller on eBay, proceed at your own risk. That's the best way I can leave it. The very last thing to do was install some chains to hold down our new load. I picked up these necklace chains from the local Michael's Craft store. And yeah, these worked out quite well. After cutting and trimming them to size, I superglued them into the notches in the car itself. And like I say, that worked out quite well. I will say these chains would have stood out a whole lot better if they were up against that blue or green tarp that I originally wanted. But oh well, it is what it is. It still looks pretty good. And there she is in all of her glory. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'm definitely no Norm Charbonneau. But I'm very happy with how it turned out, especially for this being my first time round the block. It's nowhere near perfect, but it is good enough, I think, that it's going to blend in and match with our other pieces of weathered rolling stock. And I mean, what more could I ask for? That's exactly what I wanted. It was a very fun project to do. Wasn't hard. It was fairly easy. It just took some time. Spending a day applying the powders and the clear coat, and then another day doing the decks. You get the idea. It just took a little bit of time. The longest bit of time was waiting for our load to come in. That guy took for forever. But it's finally here, it's fully assembled, and yeah, I'm quite happy with it. As I mentioned in our last video, we have another car I'm going to take a stab at, this Southern Berwick. Like I was mentioning, I picked up these weathering washes from Monroe models. Instead of their powders, I'm going to give their washes a try, see if that works out a little bit better than the powders. And I'm going to save this tester's dull coat for this car rather than respraying the clear coat that's already on the Bulkhead flat car. We'll see how this tester's dull coat works out, see if it's a little bit better than the Rust-Oleum matte clear that we used on the other car. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video on our new ITLA O weathered Southern Pacific Bulkhead flat car. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It would be much appreciated. As always, guys, until next time, my name is Zach, and this is Country Bunkers Trains. Y'all take care. I'll see you the next go-around.